silly friends. Watch Common Sense with my tune. Financial literacy. Every guy needs. Caution. We can't broke no more. Money got rise up to the top floor. Invest the bread, God save some more. One conk some money to me and them sore. Nah snatch no chain, nah rob nobody. Use the lessons me learn from. Mommy can't be a failure. Gotta be somebody, gotta make some money. Yeah. Common sense. You can't be a dunce snug, you gotta get sense. Save every dollar, make investments. Can't surround yourself with bare silly friends. Watch Common Sense with my tune. Facebook, Instagram, plus YouTube. Yes, some lookers it and link with your crew. Money conversations is what we do. Gosh. Common sense. You can't be a dunce snug, you gotta get sense. Save every dollar, make investments. Can't surround yourself with bare silly friends. Watch Common Sense with my tune. Facebook, Instagram, plus YouTube. Yes, some lookers it and link with your crew. Money conversations is what we do. Financial literacy. Every guy needs. Gotcha. We can't broke no more. Money got rise up to the top floor. Invest the bread, God save some more. One conk some money to me and them sore. Nah snatch no chain, nah rob nobody. Use the less. Nobody gotta make some money. Yeah. Common sense. You can't be a dunce snug, you gotta get sense. Save every dollar, make investments. Can't surround yourself with bare silly friends. Watch Common Sense with my tune. Facebook, Instagram, plus YouTube. There's some lookers it and link with your crew. Money conversations is what we do. Gosh. Common sense. You can't be a dunce snug, you gotta get sense. Save every dollar, make investments. Can't surround yourself with bare silly friends. Watch Common Sense with my tune. Facebook, Instagram, plus YouTube. There's some lookers it and link with your crew. Money conversations is what we do.
MMG agent Fixer. We're located in Boston as Mall. I've been the agent for over 5 years, and signing up for MMG was very easy. The team helped me through with everything. I've earned a commission on every transaction too. So far, it has increased the number of customers coming to my business, and that has increased my sales. Honestly, MMG has been a blessing.
MMG brings yet another convenient solution to our customers to make their lives even easier. We have officially onboarded Salt Guyana's range of Shell branded stations to better serve your everyday needs. Use your MMG wallet to pay for fuel or anything at the convenience stores when you visit your nearest Shell branded service station anywhere in Guyana. Through MMG, GTT continues to provide innovative solutions that make life easy for all in Guyana. GTT, together we rise.
Let's fight, let's fight, let's fight, let's fight. Rock and come in tonight. We are in the ring live tonight on Common Sense. Let's fight. Good night, one and all, and welcome to another episode of Common Sense tonight. We have kind of an open night. We're going to be discussing a plethora of issues, current issues, some trending news, and we have a fight card tonight. So what I want to encourage you guys to do right now is to share the live stream, share the live stream with your friends and with your family. You're not here for your good look. Share the live, share the live, share the live. Yes, yes, yes. Common Sense is back and we are ready. So for those who are early, they said the early bird catches the worm. Right off the bat, we're going to be giving away $5,000 MMG. So take out your phones right now. If you're watching from your computer or your tablet, get ready, right? And I want to say that these prizes are not given away based on the first person that comments. It's random selection. So even if you comment first, it doesn't guarantee a win. I know last week there were many persons commented first and they were upset that they didn't win. So it's a random selection, right? So all you have to do right now to win $5,000 MMG is to comment under the live stream. MMG is for you too, and tag two persons. Simple instructions. Comment MMG is for you too, and tag two persons. Let's fight. All right, so we're looking at the comments there. We're looking at the comments to see who's going to take away this $5,000. I see we have Joel Hangs on the live stream. Good night, Joel. I see we have Althea Durant on the live stream. Good night, Althea Durant. You are in the ring. Let's fight. Yes. And tonight we're going to be discussing, like I mentioned earlier, a plethora of issues. I haven't seen anybody commented yet. MMG for you too. $5,000 MMG is available right now. Let me see that first comment. I'm going to give it away to that first comment of $5,000 MMG dollars. But as we await that first comment, a lot has happened in Guyana this week. Firstly, we're nearing the returns for the submission of your tax returns. We had the unveiling of a brand new spanking Starbucks business in Providence there at the Amazonia Mall. We had some heated debates on Facebook about whether people should be spending their money on Starbucks coffee or they should be saving, and a whole host of other issues. We had heated debates about whether it's good to have so much fast food joints in Guyana. So the debates are heating up because of the inclusion and the introduction of Starbucks into the Guyana market. And of course, we have our views on all of those things. So we'll be addressing those tonight. But at this point in time, we want to give away that $5,000. So I'm encouraging you right now to comment under the live. MMG is for you too, and tag two persons. So for me, I can do it 5,000 MMG right now to pay my light bill. My light bill doesn't come in a lot because I don't use a lot. $5,000 is quite perfect for me right now. Right, so MMG for you too, and tag two persons. So before I get into the meat of the matter, I want to talk quickly about something that none of us really like hearing about, and that's taxes. You know that thing when you receive your pay slip that angers you, that frustrates you, that infuriates you, that gets you on your last nerve, and you think about all of the other things that you could have been doing with that $50,000 tax, or that 40, or that 60, or for some of my rich friends, 100,000 six-figure taxes they're paying now. And you sit down and think about all of the other things that you love that you could have been doing with this money, but instead you have to, you have to pay the government. You have to pay, remit your taxes to the government so that they can use those revenues, hopefully for the improvement of our lives, of our standard of living, and our quality of life. So taxes is fundamental. They say two things are certain in life: debt and taxes. And there's a popular verse that says, "Render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's." I don't know if that's actually a verse, but it's popular saying. And the deadline for the submission of tax returns for year of assessment 2022 is April 30th. April 30th. And of course, the 30th of April is a Sunday, and then the Monday is a holiday. So the actual deadline for submission of taxes this year is the 2nd of May. That is Tuesday coming. So I want to encourage everyone, regardless of whether you're employed or whether you're unemployed, regardless of whether you're self-employed, regardless of whether you made a profit or a loss, you are encouraged and you are obligated to submit a tax return. So even if you made $0 in your business this year, you're obligated to submit a nil tax return form to the Guyana Revenue Authority. And for those persons who are self-employed, this year you have to submit your income statement and a balance sheet, as well as submit some forms, some financial summary forms that the GRA has unveiled this year that you can get from GRA's website. That is gra.gov.gy. You can type it in on Google there, and you can search for those self-employed summary forms, those financial summary forms that you have to attach along with your balance sheet and your income statement to the tax return form and submit it to the Guyana Revenue Authority. Currently, there are 3 tax sites. There is the main tax site at 200-201 Camp Street. That is the main GRA office on Camp Street. There is also another GRA office at the Railway Embankment and Camp. That is where the LRO is currently situated. So you can submit your tax returns there, as well as GPO in the heart of downtown Georgetown. So GPO building, there is a GRA office there, and you can submit your tax returns at that building as well. So you have 3 options for the submission of tax returns. And of course, for self-employed individuals, you must be very careful with the things that you are putting on your income statement and your balance sheet. So an income statement is basically a document or a piece of paper that highlights your revenues and your expenses. And only expenses that are involved in the operation and the productivity of the business are what you can put under the expenses column. So, for example, if you took $100,000 to buy an engagement ring for your wife or for your fiance, I would say, you cannot put that down as an expense under your business. Your engagement ring has nothing to do with the activities of your business. If you took $100,000 to buy a Starbucks coffee for your son's breakfast, that is not an expense that is relevant to the operations or the production of your products or services or whatever you're doing in your business, right? So the only thing that goes under that expenses column is things that are relevant to the day-to-day operations of your business. So for example, if you were selling food, then and you have your food restaurant, you need electricity to run your refrigerator, you need electricity to run your stoves, Your electricity bill is a expense that is incurred in the operations of the business activity. So you can put electricity under expenses. You need water. You need what else do you need to run a food establishment? You need probably internet so that when people come inside of your store, they have free Wi-Fi that they can browse while eating. Transportation to go and buy goods, some nice chicken from Bounty or wherever you buy your goods from. So there are lots of expenses that can be incurred in the operations of a business, and only those expenses you put under your expenses column, right? So don't be one of those persons who try to cook the books and come up with all manners of ridiculous expenses. The GRA has very well trained accountants and auditors that go through your returns to ensure that you're submitting your rightful share of taxes. So ensure that as you submit your tax returns that your stuff is properly done and you're submitting accurate information. And of course, it's very important, even if you suffer a loss. I must remind you that even if your business suffers a loss, still important for you to submit your tax returns. And you may have to submit a loss schedule as well to accurately show how your business came to arriving at making a loss. So that is it on the front of GRA for self-employed individuals. Of course, for employed individuals, you know, your employer is supposed to furnish you with a 7B slip, which you would attach to your tax return form, and then you give it into the GRA, or you throw it in one of the boxes that is set up at one of the tax sites. So, of course, it is very important to submit your tax returns. You can incur late filing penalties, and that can incur interest as well. And you may need a compliance after you open a business. You may want some mortgage interest relief. You may want a plethora of things. You might be selling a car or selling a piece of land, and it will come back to haunt you at some point in your life. So instead of playing catch up, why not just submit your tax returns and ensure that everything is good with you and the GRA, right? You do not want to be enemies with the GRA, you know. You do not want to be enemies with them. So ensure that you submit your tax returns and ensure that you don't incur any unnecessary penalties and interest. Must say also that even if you're working at two establishments, you have to submit tax returns for both. So on that tax return form, you add up the income from both establishments, and then you calculate the percentage of tax on that combined income, whether it be 28% or some individuals might be 40% based on the combined income. So not because you have two jobs and you feel what job A is submitting taxes, that job B, you feel you're already given your obligation to the state because you've already paid taxes from job A and you don't need to submit for job B. That is not how it works, unfortunately. Both of those incomes have to be combined, and then on that combined income, that is where you now do your tax calculation. So it's very important that you pay heed to the knowledge that is being shared here tonight concerning your submission of your tax returns. Of course, May 2nd, next week, Tuesday coming, is the final day that you will have to submit your tax returns before you begin to incur late filing penalties and the concomitant interest, right? So that is the first update that I want to give from GRA. And I'm not sure if we already have the first winner for the first $5,000, but I'm ready to give away another $5,000. And all you have to do is comment in the live stream one point in your life where MMG took you out of a very tight jam. So, for example, your bill was due to be cut and you were out of town and there was no GPL or GTNT or GWI location to pay bills, but it was an MMG agent and you were able to go to that agent, get some M&G top up, and you were able to pay your bills. That is a tight jump. So do you have any experiences whereby MMG saved you from suffering from an embarrassing situation whereby your light may have been cut, or your internet may have been cut, or your water may have been cut? So go ahead right now in that comment section and have another opportunity to win $5,000 MMG compliments of MMG. And don't forget, MMG is not only for GT&T customers, but digital customers can also become MMG subscribers. So don't feel because you have a digital number that you cannot enjoy the benefits of MMG. MMG is for all, right? We do not discriminate over here at MMG. And not because you're a digital customer means you're going to be prevented from enjoying the blessings that MMG offers, right? So digital customers, go ahead right now and subscribe for MMG. You can follow them on Facebook, IG. There's the MMG website, or you can even chat with them on WhatsApp, right, at MMG. So go right ahead. So we have our very first update from GRA, and at this point, we're going to share a quick ad, and we're going to come back with some other important things that I think you should know from the GRA.
MMG agent quick serve. We're located in Bangladesh at the CNF Mall. I've been the agent for over 5 years. And signing up for MMG was very easy. The team helped me through with everything. I've earned a commission on every transaction too. So far, it has increased the number of customers coming to my business, and that has increased my sales. Honestly, MMG has been a blessing.
MMG brings yet another convenient solution to our customers to make their lives even easier. We have officially onboarded Sol Guyana's range of Shell-branded stations to better serve your everyday needs. Use your MMG wallet to pay for fuel or anything at the convenience stores when you visit your nearest Shell-branded service station anywhere in Guyana. Through MMG, GTT continues to provide innovative solutions that make life easy for all in Guyana. GTT, together we rise.
Let's fight, let's fight, let's fight. We're back live on Common Sense. And of course, if you see, I'm trying a little new setup. Every week I'm trying to experiment to find the best, the best setup. I wanna give the audience an international feel. So we're still experimenting over here at Common Sense, and we're gonna get it right very soon, right? But at this point in time, we want to take a few minutes break from the GRA, and we want to touch on Starbucks coffee. Have you had any Starbucks yet? I haven't had yet. But if you've had, you can comment on the live and tell us what is your experience been thus far. right? So far, you see, I have 3 persons that I'm thinking of giving that $5,000 to. I have Joel Hines, Jason Glasgow, and Bernadette, right? I'm gonna do some rock paper scissors just now with the production crew, and we're gonna decide which one of you guys we're gonna give this $5,000 to, because all 3 of you have very intriguing stories, right? The first $5,000 that we're gonna give it to Miss Abigail Candace John. You've won $5,000 MMG tonight, compliments of MMG. So consider yourself to be a very lucky person tonight. All right, so Starbucks, saving, investing, spending, living a bougie lifestyle, all of these things have dominated the local news cycle over the past few days. And it would be remiss of me not to add my 2 cents or my common sense to this discussion. And so many things that I saw people saying are some things that I've been happy that I've been saying since I started this podcast. And whenever I'm asked to speak at an event, whether it be a church event, a formal event, a social event, I always tell people that finance is a contextual discussion, right? It's not like health, whereby you know if you eat certain things, or you know if you drink too much alcohol, you risk the chances of getting liver cancer. That is a fact. But when it comes to finance, there are various situations that people go through in life that may influence and impact how they manage their finances. For example, and I was giving this example on the radio Tuesday with Feliz, and you can stay tuned for that interview with Feliz on Sunday at the brunch with Feliz Sunday on Hits and Jams 94.1. I'll be on there. But I was telling her that imagine you meet a single parent woman with 5 children that is working for $140,000 per month. And you're coming to her and telling her that you believe that she should invest some of her money in the stock exchange, right? Now, that advice is very good advice, but it can come across to be very insensitive, tone deaf, and contextually poor advice, because $140,000, 5 children, where is she really getting money from to invest in the stock exchange? Most of that money would have to go towards buying Pampers and food and providing for her children. So that's why I always say that I always preface my comments by saying there are certain contextual issues that people and situations persons may experience that would influence certain decisions and habits that they make. Of course, in a perfect world, we would want everyone to be investing. We would want everyone to be saving. But the world is not perfect. And people go through various situations and circumstances in different stages of their lives that may influence a particular financial decision. So fast forward now to Starbucks, right? I see some people saying, oh, poor people shouldn't worry about spending the money at Starbucks. They should go save and do this and invest on the stock exchange. Like, really, bro? Life is all about balance, right? Life is all about balance. And it makes no sense to accumulate millions of dollars in your bank account, but you're living a miserable life, a miserable existence. Every day you're fretting. There's no happiness to your life, but your bank account increasing every day, millions of dollars, whatever business you're doing, kudos to you. But you're living a miserable existence. It goes back to a decades-old argument about money versus happiness, right? And I always tell people I want both. I don't feel like I need to give up one to have the other. I want the money and I want the happiness. And I always believe that life is all about balance, right? You can't just work 7 days a week, 24 hours. You can't just save everything you have. And I think some of these discussions can be very poorly construed and constructed. Now, take for example, I have a friend working for 500,000 a month, right? Every month he throws $100,000 box, which is a saving. So he has 400,000 left. Pays his bills, his rent, his insurance, buys groceries for the house. Let's just say that all of that comes up to 140,000. So that's $240,000 gone there, and he has 160,000 left. Now, that friend might enjoy or might like the finer things in life. You may have a penchant for fine dining at bistro, or if you're going to bistro and drink wine, or if you're going to Starbucks and drinking some fancy latte. And you may be seeing him and thinking, oh, he's always out spending, not knowing that he's already spent 25%. 100,000 or 500,000 is not 25%, it's 20% of his income is already saved, because that's the first thing that he does when he receives the income, puts it into that box hand. He has a thriving business that he invests in regularly as well. So you might be seeing him out and judging him on his lifestyle and thinking he's just spending. But little do you know that he's already saved, and whatever he's left with now is what he calls his discretionary income that he can spend on the things that he loves. And that is why it's so very important to be very careful with the things that you tell people and the things that you say publicly, because you don't know people's situation. If people want to enjoy the finer things in life, let them do so. Right? Let them do so. You worry about you and not be too much focused on other people. One thing Guyanese love to do is to preoccupy themselves with other people's bank accounts. And I will always tell people this: you just need to worry about your own bank account. I heard Steph Curry say this one time. He had signed one of the lowest contract deals for a star in 2012, a 4-year, $44 million deal, because he was suffering from chronic ankle issues. And one of his fellow players asked him, how do you feel about having a $44 million deal while persons who may not be even as good as you are making way more? And Steph responded and said, that's none of my business. I'm just focusing on what is in my bank account. And if I'm to ever worry about what's in another man's bank account, then I really have some serious issues. So I want to encourage people to focus on yourself, right? Focus on your personal development. Mind the business and mind the business that minds you. And let people live life and let them enjoy their lives. Of course, nothing is wrong with encouraging people not to conversation. For example, I don't believe that anyone that went to Starbucks and purchased coffee over the past few days since they've been open didn't pay their bills. I would want to believe that the majority of persons had their priorities straight and would have already settled all their needs and were just and wanted to just experience what Starbucks is all about. And they had some discretionary income to spend, and they decided to spend it at Starbucks. So I'm not one of those financial persons that tell people, oh, you need to don't drink coffee every day or don't subscribe for a Netflix account. That's the only way you're going to be rich. That is nonsense. Utter nonsense. What you can do to actually become financially stable and rich is to search for more streams of income. You don't necessarily have to cut back on spending, right? But you can increase your streams of income so you can earn more. I always tell people to be on the financially offensive side more than the financially defensive side. And what does offense mean? You're a go-getter, you're attacking. You're looking for it. You're looking for new ways to earn, legal ways, of course. You're looking to improve your skills. You're looking to gain more academic certificates. You're looking for a new skill, a new piece of equipment to upgrade your business, whatever it is. You're looking for things that will ultimately help you to earn more. Because I always tell people there's a limit to how much you can save. If you're earning $100,000, you could only save $100,000. But if you invest $100,000, you can make $1 million, 10 million, $1 billion, or you can make $5. Who knows? It's a risk, right? But focus on earning more so that you don't necessarily have to cut back on the things that you love, right? And of course, nothing is wrong with cutting back on the things you love. Sometimes in circumstances in life, for example, you're trying your best, you have multiple streams of income, and you're undertaking a massive investment in the business, as well as a mortgage, and you have to cut back on certain things, then nothing is wrong with that. So you sacrifice a few months of clubbing, a few months of partying, a few months of whatever else you used to spend on to fulfill these goals. Like I said, everything is contextual and situational and circumstantial, right? So the gist of it is that life is all about balance, right? Life is all about balance. We're here to enjoy life. And part of enjoying life is spending some of that money you spend so much time working for on the finer things in life. I always give the example of there's this man that makes $10 million a month, right? Has a very thriving business. And there's a shoe with a hole in the bottom. So last week when the place flooded, he was walking in town with a shoe, the hole in the bottom, and his socks and his feet got wet. Now tell me, you have $10,000 in your bank account. Does that make any sense? You can easily go at VSH United Guyana, spend $20,000 and get a heavy duty boots. So that when you're walking in the flooded waters of Georgetown, your feet and your socks don't need to be wet. But no, this man believes that everything that you get, you must just save and you mustn't spend. Right? Well, because he wants to save so much, you might end up contracting leptospirosis, end up in the hospital, and then he'll be forced to spend. You see, that doesn't make any common sense, right? So how about going and spend on $20,000 to get the boots in the first place, and then you protect yourself from spending unnecessarily at a medical institution, right? So that is what I wanted to contribute on this discussion about Starbucks. And at this point in time, we are going to an MMG ad. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a few seconds.
MMG Agent Quick Serve. We're located in Bangladesh at CNF Mall. I've been an agent for over 5 years, and signing up for MMG was very easy. The team helped me through with everything. I've earned a commission on every transaction too. So far, it has increased the number of customers coming to my business, and that has increased my sales. Honestly, MMG has been a blessing.
MMG brings yet another convenient solution to our customers to make their lives even easier. We have officially onboarded Sol Guyana's range of Shell branded stations to better serve your everyday needs. Use your MMG wallet to pay for fuel or anything at the convenience stores when you visit your nearest Shell branded service station anywhere in Guyana. Through MMG, GTT continues to provide innovative solutions that make life easy for all in Guyana. GTT, together we rise.
Easy. MMG does it all so you can live. Mary paid the GPL bill, the water bill, and her phone bill in just 5 minutes, so she has enough time to focus on this part. Commitments to them become easy. MMG Plus is everyday life, lived in the palm of your hands. It's the ability to pay bills, top up, send money, buy, shop, anytime, anywhere. MMG Plus is for me. MMG Plus is for you.
All right, so we're back on Common Sense. We have just a few minutes more before we wrap up. And I have $10,000 to give away. Compliments of MMG. All you have to do is to register as an MMG subscriber. $10,000 for Digicel customers and $5,000 for GT&T customers. Follow MMG's website right now, or you can follow them on WhatsApp. I think the link is in the chat for the opportunity to win that $10,000 as a Digicel customer and $5,000 as a GT&T customer. So the second winner for our prize tonight is Mr. Joel Hines. After we played the rock, paper, scissors, you were the winner. So this far we have Abigail Candace, John, $5,000, Joel Hines, $5,000. And now we're going to give away $10,000 to the person that subscribes. The newest MMG subscriber tonight is going to walk away with $10,000. You just have to submit and you register as an MMG subscriber and have a chance to win $10,000 tonight. And of course, I have $5,000 more to give away just before we go with a very, very simple question. When is the last day to submit your tax returns? When is the last day to submit your tax returns? I said it earlier about 10 times. So it's a very, very simple question tonight. We've had a very great night in the ring tonight. The fight card, you see, our fight card is not so aggressive, you know. We have some very nice fights over here at Common Sense inside this ring here. You know, we jab like Mayweather. No, we jab. We're not like Mike Tyson, where we share some very brutal blows and knock you. No. In the ring here tonight is some very positive and enlightening information that you need to safeguard yourselves, whether it be from taxes or in your personal financial management. So I want to say quickly on GRA side that for those persons that are paying medical and life insurance premiums, the Honorable Minister of Finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, would have introduced or further emboldened a policy this year at the reading of our national budget, which allows persons who pay medical and life insurance premiums to benefit from that in the form of a reduction in their taxable income, right? So if you pay medical and life insurance premiums, when you're submitting your tax returns, you can submit that life insurance premium schedule or summary from your life insurance provider or your medical insurance provider with your account, basically stating that you've been paying these on a monthly basis or on a yearly basis. You attach that to your tax return form, and that reduces the amount of taxable income that you have, which further reduces the amount of taxes that you pay, which further increases your disposable income. So that was one of the very brilliant measures that the Honorable Dr. Ashley Singh would have introduced at our reading this year of the budget, right? So, like I mentioned, if you are a holder of medical and life insurance premiums, you can deduct those premiums. I think the limit is $360,000 or 10% of your gross earnings. And that is deducted from your taxable income, which reduces that taxable income and ultimately ends up with you paying less taxes to the Guyana Revenue Authority. So ensure that you're benefiting from these initiatives that are being offered to ultimately reduce the amount you pay in taxes and increase your disposable income. Before we go, I want to, of course, mention that coming up on the 24th of June, 2023, at the Marriott Hotel is Economy, Guyana's premier business conference and mixer. And it is going to be another amazing session again this year. If you were in attendance at the last one that was held in November at the Princess Hotel, you would know that Economy is high-level information, high-level knowledge being shared in an atmosphere that is very relaxed, young people friendly. It's for young entrepreneurs and young professionals to come and learn about how to improve their personal financial management, how to improve their business, and how to ultimately improve their professional lives as well. So you don't only cater for business people, but also professionals. So as the lawyers, the accountants, the musicians, the creators, whatever it is that you do, Economy is the place that you need to be on, that you need to be at on the 24th of June at the Marriott Hotel. Stay tuned to Common Sense for more information. We're going to be releasing the ticket price next week. We're going to begin to release our speakers next week. We're going to be sharing much more information as we begin to ramp up our marketing efforts for Economy. But I want you to save that date. Cancel every other engagement on the 24th of June and just know that at 5 p.m., Marriott Hotel, you have to be there at Economy. It is going to be one of the best events of this nature that you've ever attended in Guyana. And you can mark my words when I say that. It is going to be an experience like none other that you would have experienced at any other business conference and mixer in Guyana's history, right? So get ready for Economy. It is going to be packed. We have a panel called the Circle of CEOs with 5 or 6 top CEOs in our country. My goodness, thinking about it right now as I share on it, I can't wait to just sit down and listen to what these CEOs have to share, having been through so much in their professional and business careers. We can only benefit from all the nuggets of wisdom that they will be sharing. So once again, Economy is a place that you need to be on the 24th of June. Stay tuned for more information on ticket prices, ticket locations, as well as speakers and everything that will be in store, everything that we have in store for that wonderful evening on the 24th of June. So I want to thank you guys for locking in tonight. Do we have the winner of the last $5,000? Producer? Can you help me there with the winner of the last $5,000? I see David Adams on the live. Good night, David, and welcome to In the Ring tonight. Let's fight, let's fight, let's fight. Jessica David, good night. Welcome to In the Ring. Ishana Price, good night, and welcome to In the Ring tonight. Nandalal Bahwan, welcome to In the Ring tonight. And we've had a very, very fruitful session. I hope you guys have submitted your tax returns. Mr. David Adams, I know you're a very popular man on social media, and you may need to do a reel for us on the submission of your tax returns, right? Right? And ensure that you send your invoice over to the GRA so that they can pay you for your hard work, right? So once again, we're going to be back here next week, Thursday night, for another episode of Common Sense. And we are going to announce at the moment the winner for the last $5,000. That winner is going once, going twice. The winner is Sweetie Pie. So, all right, so whoever's name is Sweetie Pie, you've won $5,000 MMG. So somebody's going to contact you and send over that money to your number. I want to thank you guys for rocking with me tonight on another episode of Common Sense. Have a wonderful rest of the evening and a wonderful rest of the week. And don't forget to use your common sense.